10 years ago, a bold vision was born in the heart of East Africa to transform mining and environmental practices through knowledge, innovation, and partnerships. Taita Taveta University in Kenya partnered with Germany's Freiburg University of Mining and Technology and Dresden University of Applied Sciences to launch an ambitious initiative, the Center of Excellence for Mining, Environmental Engineering, and Resource Management, commonly known as Cemerem.
Cemerem was initiated during a visit of the then Vice Chancellor Professor Amadi Boga to TU Bergakademie Freiberg in Germany. And it was there that he met Professor Bongartz, and they discussed the idea of applying for funding by the German academic exchange service, funding to help educate young Kenyan engineers, in particular in the mining sector. So Professor Boga himself is an alumnus of the DALD, the German Academic Exchange Service, and having studied in Germany, he has numerous contacts, including friends and academics at various universities. And Professor Boga's vision was to make his university the place where young engineers so urgently needed for the development of the Kenyan economy are educated and where the respective scientific community could thrive.
So in the beginning, we had 3 partners. That is TU BAF, who is still with us. That is Technical Bergakademie Freiburg. And HTW Dresden, that is the University of Applied Sciences in Dresden. And then we also had a partnership with the Zittau Görlitz University, which are in the eastern part of Germany. And the main focus, of course, was mining, that is extraction of resources from the earth, and then the processing of those in the and to develop a critical mass of professional miners in Kenya.
The motivation of Cemerem was a result of the already established networks between our faculty and other universities in Germany, and it was as a result of a call from the DAD on funding for areas, centers of excellence. So we competed with very many other universities. It was a competitive competition.
Over the past decade, Cemerem has built academic programs from bachelor's to PhD levels, nurtured new generation of mining engineers, environmental experts, and resource managers, locally trained and globally competitive.
We developed 3 programs. We developed the master's programs, that is Master of Mining Engineering and Master of Science in Mineral Processing Engineering. You know, the first degree is a combination of both. And then we also drafted the PhD in Mining Engineering. So the first impact, of course, is that the development of those programs and implementation of master programs in mining, which there is no other university currently offering such. And then secondly, we have graduated, I think, almost 1,000 mining students up to now. The first mining student who they had come, maybe 2 or 3 of them in this university, when it was still a campus, actually became also the first Kenyan to get a PhD in mining. So I think those are very important milestones that we reached.
Many of our faculty and the students go to Germany, and the Germans come here. They develop relationships beyond the project.
Besides summer school, we also have what we call research stay, where our students and staff go and work on certain parts of their research in Germany, especially where a technology which is not available locally is required. You want to do something in the lab, it is not available locally. Our German partners have been courteous to take the students or the staff to go and complete these parts in Germany. And that has really boosted the knowledge of our postgraduate students, because they are not limited. They can research on whatever area they want, because if the equipment is not available locally, they can get it in Germany and still the work would be done.
The 10 years have been eventful, with summer schools, with research days for staff and student exchange. And it has also sponsored students for postgraduate education, I being one of the beneficiaries. Under Cemerem, the experience was that one of cultivating independence, because I joined Freiburg University of Mining and Technology, or in German, TU Bergakademie Freiburg, and it is a university that encourages independence in research. Again, issues of sustainability. It is a university that focuses on ensuring sustainability in every research commitment. How can you achieve long-term sustainability, especially in the area of mineral raw materials? I joined the mining department of that university for a PhD program in mining engineering. Again, it opened a world of intercultural exchange and international exposure to me, because the University of Freiburg has a very strong graduate research academy, GRAFA, that sponsors PhD students for international mobility. And through that, I was able to attend so many international conferences that transformed my worldview.
Since joining the Cemerem program, I would say that my research skills has been honed because of the experience that we've had. Unlike other programs, I think Cemerem programs, we are taught by international lecturers and professors that give us an overview of what happens, and just to get a global perspective of education. I think one of the most opportunity that I would attribute to specifically being a Cemerem scholar is an opportunity to undertake a research exchange in Germany, and I had a chance to do a 1-month research stay at one of the oldest universities in mining, that is Freiburg University, TU Freiburg in Germany. And also through the networks that Cemerem had given me, I've been able to get to network with other researchers and people working in the mining industry.
10 years later, the impact is clear. Cemerem has enhanced teaching and research capacity at Taita Taveta University. Its graduates are now working in industry, government, and academia, carrying forward the values of sustainability and excellence.
And for my own team, engineering hydrology here at HTW Dresden, the project provided a unique opportunity to apply and revise our teaching concepts to different conditions. And similarly, some international research we are involved in, such as agri-PV, the relatively new concept of farming under or between solar panels, seems to provide a solution to problems related to water scarcity and the need for off-grid electricity, in particular in small rural communities in Kenya. And it has been a big pleasure to initiate a similar project at Gareni campus, and also to introduce the Kenyan colleagues to the international APV research community.
Taita Taveta University, that is in Gareni campus, is a cultural institution. We do research, teaching, and outreach activities. Cemerem, under Cemerem, which is a program that runs in TTU, we are running several programs. One is we have greenhouses that we that we operate. We have a biogas plant where I am standing, and we have an agro PV program that we are running. Given that the area under the solar panels and around the solar panels is not a big area. What usually happens is that the crops that we harvest, that is after the research, we feed the university, especially most of the vegetables are used in the mess. Because it's just a small area, we can say that it has impacted positively, especially on our kitchen here in Gerenye.
We also invited PhD candidates to continue and to deepen their research here in our laboratories, which of course, in terms of equipment, are even much better. We cannot invest in extremely expensive machinery because we do not have the funding. But what it turns out to happen is that those students who came here, based on their training that they got using lab equipment in Kenya, were easily adaptable to what we have here.
In terms of infrastructure, Cemerem has helped us get laboratories. We have got geotechnical lab, we have our water lab, gemology lab, and a nanotechnology lab. These programs, of course, you know what the Engineers Board of Kenya does. If you do not have equipment, you cannot register those engineering programs. And I'm proud to tell you that all these engineering programs that have been registered at Taita Taveta University benefited from the equipments that were brought in under Cemerem.
Since we are dealing with engineering, we had to install not only study programs, but also the technical equipment. So we were convincing our sponsors that they should assist us with the installation of laboratories. And in this way, we were able to install a soil mechanics lab, a water analytics lab. We brought equipment for mine surveying onto the site, and later on, a lot more equipment has been added. And now there is a complete set of laboratories related to mining engineering.
Actually, Cemerem donated quite a number of equipment. We have soil sieve mechanical shakers. We have Casa Grande apparatus for constant limits. We have the constant head permeability apparatus. We have the odometer for checking settlement of grounds. Yeah, we have the thermostatic ovens. We also have this various sieves. Actually, they have improved a lot of activity in the university, especially in teaching. They are facilitated because they are advanced. Students, they get the advanced equipment, they interact with them, and they enjoy. As they go out, they find the old models of equipments, and the ones they trained with, they are more advanced than the ones they find outside.
Now the dent one, it will have created a dent on this. Then I remove that. Okay. This department actually, I would say, has got enough labs to equip students, especially engineering students, with enough knowledge, capacity, and skills that they can use immediately they graduate to apply in the industries. And for me, in that case there, we are preparing students not just for the purposes of knowledge, but also for the industry requirements, what they need to do to use in the specific industries.
And of course, we wanted to impact the community here, and especially the livelihoods of the people who are within the community that we operate. I think Cemerem has been very, very instrumental in terms of reaching out to artisanal miners and also contributing the workforce to other companies that are mining companies in Kenya.
Before the Cemerem program came, we had not had any trainings at all. We were just depending on the traditional methods of mining, And even selling was not an easy thing because we've not been trained on marketing, we've not been trained on pricing, and so we were almost completely ignorant. Now we've been trained on safety. There are people who have been trained on first aid. We've been trained how to make a shaft that is safe. Even there are times in the past when people go into the shaft and die because of lack of oxygen, but now we've been taught how we are supposed to do the shaft so that there's oxygen flowing.
As donor funding winds down, the center stands stronger, fully embedded within TTU, influencing national policy and aligned with the African Green Minerals Strategy. From an idea to impact, from classroom to community, Cemerem has redefined the future of mining in Africa, becoming more than a center of excellence.